One of the most anticipated Roblox games of 2023 came out, and unfortunately its numbers have gone down. Now I know the exact reason for this. However, today we are going to be reacting to why this YouTuber, Osykuu, whatever, I can't pronounce his name as I've said in the past, thinks that Arcane Odyssey failed to meet expectations. And I know the reason why this game's numbers are super low, the reason why this game, some may say, is dying. But I want to see what other people think. Again, the Roblox community sometimes don't really use their head tops. So let's actually just get straight into this. Oh my gosh. We're here with the most anticipated game. Why am I here? First game of 2023 that's coming out that's actually going to be good and that I'm genuinely looking forward to. Yeah, as I was. No, bro, y'all don't even know. As I was. How excited I am. Oh man. I played this game for 17 hours straight, back to back to back to back. What? On stream. This is gonna be one of the best experiences on Roblox, bro. Some less blind than others.
The combat don't look too crazy though. Oh no, 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 no. Bro, the thing about VTEX games for me is that, like, for some reason he's like, he does the same combat. You hold T, you jump in the air, you shoot a skill down. It was like that in Fairy Tail Online Fighting, Arcane Adventures.
Wait, hold on. Wait, what's the thing going on? Wait, how many times have I said the Arcane Odyssey PvP is subjective to the user? At first, I didn't like it. I publicly stated at first I thought the PvP was trash. But like, what? It grew on me. I said it grew on me. What? Niggas on my dick.
What's that? What's the other one? Online Fighting? Well, I think Online Fighting didn't have that. I can't remember. Like.
But in the end, no one expected this.
Subscribe. Let's talk about the game that everybody overhyped. Even me. Yes, me, the mighty Osykuu.
That's how you pronounce his name, Osykuu. Nigga.
Even I overhyped this game. Game that every
So wait, why is he putting my thing on the thing if he did the thing too?
On Roblox was waiting a good amount of time.
This game is still heat though.
For the game that was supposed to change everything, but to be honest, it didn't really live up to that hype, and it didn't really live up to its expectations. And there's many reasons for this, which I'm gonna go over. But I'm gonna start by saying that it's really sad how I didn't see this coming.
Nobody
even in one of my old videos, I hyped up this game, even though I'm super against hyping up games that aren't even out yet. But that is crazy. Now, I didn't play this game as soon as it dropped because, you know, I was busy doing busy things. But as soon as I had the chance to, I was so excited to play it. But as soon as I saw in the title of the game it had early access, I knew that it was over with.
Okay.
I'm not sure why developers do this to themselves. It's like putting your game on the guillotine, because if you release your game when it's not ready to release, it's obviously gonna flop. I would understand if they would have had some large testing that lasted a week. Yeah,
I kind of agree with him there. 70, 30.
Or at least lasted a short period of time, similar to Voxel Blade, but they didn't do this. They just kind of released the game fully as an early access. What this does is it leaves it like a permanent impression on the players who played in this phase. So if they don't enjoy the uncompleted version of the game, they definitely aren't going to come back when the game is quote unquote completed. Basically, what I'm saying is, if I play the early access and run into a stupid bug or like a bad experience, or I don't like a function of the combat that's going to be changed in the completed version. Okay,
see, this part of his statement is kind of irrelevant to Arcane Odyssey. What he's saying overall about early access games is right, but it doesn't apply to Arcane Odyssey. Because out of all the games that have released this year, Arcane Odyssey, even Arcane Odyssey for a release in general has released with more content than most games do when they come out. And I can give many examples. One being GPO. This game had triple the amount of content on release than GPO had on release.
It would.
Again, I'll speak exactly. I'll put timestamps. I'm going to speak exactly why Arcane Odyssey failed to meet expectations or died or is dead at the end of this
Be
video.
rare for me to come back and play it again because I already remember a bad experience with the game. You could say that this applies to like if you just release a test that lasts a week, but when players go into those tests, they keep in mind that the entire point of that is to find bugs and report them to the developers, so they would obviously come back again when the game was in a better state. But with what Arcane Adventures did, they're just gonna see it as complete even if you put early access in the title, because that's not gonna change how the player thinks unless they actually have like a limited amount of time to play the game, or they're paying to play the game. But I don't know, maybe I'm wrong, but you know I'm never wrong, so that's not the case. But
That's
now
cap.
for the core function game reasons why
Bro is literally, he's not wrong right now, but what he's saying doesn't apply to Arcane, bro. It
believe
doesn't.
that it, you know, is at the player count that it is at today. And but first let me do this. The expectations of this game were unbelievably high, like I've stated in the first part of the video. Like it was like terrifyingly high. This game was supposed to kill every single Roblox game.
Nobody said that. See, my thing is why, and I noticed that a lot of YouTubers, not a lot of YouTubers, I would say more people in the community do this. Community members do it. And you know, when YouTubers do it, I just give it a little side eye. Why do people over exaggerate what people's expectations were? Because nobody, and I promise you, nobody said this game was gonna kill Deep Woken at any point,
GPO,
shape, or form.
Everything, and be on the front page of games for the next 100 years.
We did say it was gonna be a front page
millions
game,
of years
though.
of content and feed YouTubers billions of views.
See,
But
no one said that either.
it turns out it was just another RPG game. Not that there's a problem with it just being another RPG game. Everyone already felt like they played the game a ton of times. That's because the game is just pretty much Arcane Adventures.
I didn't play no
2,
Arcane Adventures.
It's supposed to be Arcane Adventures.
Never
2.
touched that game.
But the problem with that is the combat, the progression, the PvP, and pretty much every core element is the exact same as Arcane Adventures. So it just feels like Arcane Adventures again. Now I know I sound a little sped right now because that's what it's supposed to be, but it's just boring playing the same game twice when the first one was, I hate to say this, but it was very flawed. The flaws of that game, like the combat and the PvP, carried over into the second version, so people that already didn't like those things about Arcane Adventures are gonna hate the same things that they hated about Arcane Adventures with Arcane Odyssey. To be honest, this wouldn't even be that big.
Again, I never experienced Arcane Adventures, so this is all irrelevant to me.
It was just like this, like Arcane Adventures 2, but World of Magic is pretty much already Arcane Adventures 2. At least
Never played that either,
because it still has the same systems, the same progression, the chess things, the combat, which a lot of people already didn't like about previous VTEX, whatever, however the hell you say his name. They didn't like those things about his games, and they all carried over into Arcane Odyssey. And it was supposed to feel like a breath of fresh air from everything that we've already played on Roblox, but it was literally just things that we've already played on Roblox with, I guess,
I don't know. Again, I didn't experience all those games he mentioned, so it kind of was that fresh, breath of fresh air for me. Especially first getting into it, the sailing mechanics, the storyline, the PvE worked for the fighting style. Even though I didn't like it, it took me a while to get used to it. And even till this day, I will never press the block button because why the hell do you parry and block with G? Stupid mechanic. But it felt new to me. I played the game every day for 2 weeks for multiple hours.
Added content. Even if they tried to diversify it with spell customization, the spell customization was pretty much the same as it was in World of Magic, and a lot of the spells from World of Magic are the same as they were in Arcane Adventures.
Yeah, spells being a
it's
magic
a lot of
is
reused assets, and I feel like that's what makes the game very, very boring for a lot of people. Especially not only for the people who didn't like the first two games, but the people who played those games to completion now are just basically doing the same thing again. Unless you absolutely loved Arcane Adventures and World of Magic, it's just going to be torture for you. It's like playing
I want to skip through the rest of this, low key.
Keeping up with levels and everything. It's just boring and repetitive. Now, honestly, this was expected since the game is in quote-unquote early access and is in need of bug fixes and balancing. But
the bug fixes and the balancing isn't too bad. I mean, there are some pretty OP magic users, but no, I don't
this
really
is
care
exactly
about
why I've gotten feedback from players other tests, which really a lot of players.
Okay, I feel like he's just bringing up points because no one
It's off
bugs
the
isn't
game,
the
to
reason
be
why
honest.
this game
Is
died.
a lot of the magics are pretty much the same thing.
That
ability
was a thing.
Because it can keep people in. It doesn't really have that for all. The game was just
The game did have replayability.
It has a lot of
low-key.
potential. Smoother. But personally, I did enjoy this game a lot.
Okay, so he didn't actually speak on the reason why this game died. And I'm going to tell you guys the reason as of right now. Now, Arcane Odyssey died not only because it took super long for the game's first update to come out. It took almost 2 months. And imagine 2 months of doing the exact same thing over and over and over. Naturally, the players would decline. Naturally, people wouldn't want to play that. But not only that, when the update finally came out, the update was less than lackluster. It was subpar. It was genuinely a 0.1 update. No offense to VTEX, but update 1 was really poor. And I'll explain why real quick. Update 1 brought about underwater exploration. You were able to brew potions that allowed you to breathe underwater for longer periods of time. However, these underwater caverns allowed you to gain chests. All of the chests once turned in gave you rewards. However, the rewards for these chests were the same things, contained the same contents that the game already had previously. You gained no new incentive to actually turn in, explore, or gather any of these chests because it rewarded you with the same thing that has been in the game for the past 2 months prior to that. So update 1 had no new forms of actual content. Swimming underwater to get a chest, only to open the chest and get the same things you've been getting in the game from when the game released, is not rewarding. It's actually the opposite of that. So once players realized update 1, basically update 0.1, if we could even call it that, people stopped playing because it wasn't worth the time. That's literally it. Arcane Odyssey died because there's nothing to do in it. There's no content. Doesn't matter how good your game is, if you release and don't drop any content, it will die. Imagine update 0 Grand Peace Online and for you took 2 months to release update 1. And when update 1 finally came out, he adds a new boss, but this new boss gives you the same drops you got from Gorilla King and Arlong. It would have been stupid, terrible, trash. Let me check the comments. Arcane still felt like the most polished. Techie! Okay, I'm not gonna lie. That is about all. Yeah, everyone's just saying the same thing, to be honest. Yeah, I'm gonna see y'all boys later. Peace.